Hi everyone, this is Morgan, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about how to navigate within Lightroom in the library module, and also how to organize files in a way that makes sense to you. I have the catalog that I created in a previous video, so if you need any refreshers on that, please refer to those recordings. I am starting in the library module. This is kind of the default starting place for Lightroom. Just as a reminder, I know I'm in the library module because up here I can see that it's highlighted. That gives me a tool over to develop or any of these other ones. We'll be using print later on. But within the library module, I have some options that I don't have elsewhere. One is the biggest one is that I can import or export. I also can rate and create color labels for photos so that it makes it a bit easier to organize them. So just as an example, when I hover over this image, you might see that there are these 5 little dots that are just waiting for me to rate this photo. So if I just want to start by saying, okay, this is a 4-star photo, this is a 1-star photo. I'm not trying to dump on any of these, it's just as an example. We'll have kind of one of each. So if I do that, I have just rated 5 photos. Here in the library module, I'm sorting by capture time. I'm going to click on that to drop down other options. I can sort by rating. What happens now is my 5-star images appear first, then 4, 3, 2, 1. So that could be a quick way to just scoot through, see your favorite images first. That's great. Another thing I can do now that I've rated is go to filters, which is above this film strip that's taking up the bottom part of our workspace. If I click on this drop-down menu, I can now go to rated here as well, but I have some additional options when I select this filter. Right now I'm seeing everything that's been rated. So 1-star and above, then I can see only 2-star and above, 3, 4, and then only 5-star images. So that's another way that you could use ratings to simplify. I'm going to have filters off again to show you some other things that we could use. If you hover over an image, you should also be able to see that there's this little kind of latent, slightly darker gray rectangle in the bottom right corner. So if I click on that, I can label this as red and label other images as red. And so let's say I'm just looking for all the interesting sunsets. Maybe they're not all shot on the same day. And I can, you know what? This is from Iceland where there's not a ton of sun, but maybe interesting sky, we'll say. There we go. So that allows me to organize images, not by rating, but just by color. So in order to see that, look to the top part of your workspace where there are library filters. The one that I'm going to ask you to select in just a minute is attribute. So I've given these 3 images the attribute of having the color label red. So now I can only look at images I've labeled as red. So that's how to organize things by color, by label. Another organizing technique that I really like is making collections, and that's just because you're setting a specific set of images aside that's always going to be organized. So here you can see we have folders. Lightroom automatically organizes things into folders by date. That's great that that exists, but you can also start a collection that's a little bit more specific. So a great thing for us to start a collection for would be maybe a specific assignment. So images that you're thinking about for your final piece. So this will just create a collection. There's nothing specific about the image I picked. It's just, it could be a good fit for the collection. Now it looks like, whoa, where did all of my other images go? It's pretty easy to navigate just back up here on the left panel and just see all photographs again. But I can begin adding other things that I think could be a good fit for this project. So maybe I like this one. I can just click and drag into new contexts. I also can start a collection set. So that's kind of an umbrella folder. So I could say maybe that's digital assignments and hit create. Now I can fit this new context collection within the digital assignments collection set if I just want to be even more hyper organized. You can also start giving things titles and captions within the metadata presented in the library module. But those, I think using color labels, ratings, and collections will cut it for most of you. Other things that I want to point out within the library module, just to finish up kind of our ideas about navigating and organizing, I'm defaulting to showing you things in the grid view. If I hover over the grid view, you can see that the shortcut for the grid view is a G. So next over, we have the loop view, which is an E. So instead of hitting this, I'm just going to press my E key. And then I can look at an image in the loop view. If I hit G again, I can switch back to looking at it within the grid. So those are the big features that I want you to get comfortable with in the library module. In a future video, we'll discuss the next stage, actually developing these images and how to work within the develop module. Thanks, everyone.